alive, and I see you man been in here from early, bruv. Like I jumped in and out here checking the comments. Man, I've been beefing since 10:27, bro, and the show starts at 1 and that.
Hey, I rate it. I respect the energy. I respect the energy.
YouTube blood football debates, but the man them are back. DG's in the house. Matisse, what you man saying?
Stay on, my guy. Love for having me again.
All good. It's all good as per usual.
Yeah, this is it, bruv. You man, make sure you smash the like early doors. You already know what it is. Mods are on job already. I see you man in the comments. Let's get this up over 500 likes real quickly, bruv. And yeah, man. Champions League, bro. Champions League draw yesterday.
Oh, I might as well bust out. This ain't nothing to do with, man.
Man have to start on the Champions League draw. The groups are looking. Well, I don't know. It depends on who you support. You know them ones. DG, we might be bucking you, man, soon in the Europa, fam. You know, like that. Fam, you know.
A couple of teams I can't cap based on what
bruv, it is looking extremely peak for Manchester United. I am not even gonna lie, bruv. When man saw the Champions League draw, I was like, you know what, fam? It might be an Emmerdale thing for us, you know. Emmerdale Cup, fam. Man are gonna be, bruv. Listen, man got PSG and Leipzig. Listen, it's long for man, you know.
That one there is gazy. Like everyone will focus on United and PSG, but Leipzig, it's a dangerous 6-pointer. I can't even cap.
Leipzig is a mad team.
They reached the semi-finals last year. They reached, isn't it?
Bro.
Dangerous team, good coach as well.
The players as well, really. Like okay, Werner dipped, but Upamecano's still there. Probably a couple other players are still there as well.
No, that's a dangerous group. And the thing is with United is that they've got the last game against PSG to cling on to the penalty win as well with Rashford. But with Oli, for me, with Oli in charge, he's
really Mbappe beat Rashford now, man.
Yeah,
that's where man are gonna see levels now.
Like
that's where man are gonna see levels, innit? Like it's gonna be a Mazzoline, bro. Like, bro, look at the groups. You got Bayern, Atletico, Salzburg, Lokomotiv Moscow. So that's a given. You know that them two are going through Bayern and Atletico, yeah. You got Real Madrid, Shakhtar, Inter, Mönchengladbach. So you would think that Real Madrid and Inter will go through there, barring any upsets. Do you know what I mean? Shakhtar could do a thing, but doubtful, innit? You got Porto, Man City, Olympiacos, Marseille. So you know what I mean? Between Porto and Marseille, between Porto and Marseille for the runners-up, you'd think City are gonna win that. Liverpool, Ajax, Atalanta, and Michelin. So Liverpool and Atalanta probably go through. Do you know what I mean? Maybe Ajax might do a thing, but either way, it's Liverpool and one of them two.
That's a
great games
for the football. That's a great group to watch.
Atlanta like to bop it as well.
Yeah, Atalanta can play in it, so you know there's going to be some football in that group with them and Ajax. That match, Atalanta Ajax, is going to be a sick game. Do you know what I'm saying? So you see that, and then you've got Sevilla, Chelsea, some next team, bruv. What Krasnodar or something?
Yeah.
I feel like that might be one of Abramovich's feeder clubs, blood. That's a match fixing thing, blood. You know them ones.
Yeah,
one of them little Russian match fixing things, blood. And Ren.
There, man.
No idea.
Chelsea and Seville will go through there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like even Lampard can get you, man, through them two last teams, blood. Even though my man's nicking a living right now. You know what I mean? You got Zenit and Dortmund, Lazio and Bruges. So you'd think Lazio and Dortmund probably go through there. Juve, Barca. Ronaldo v Messi for the first time ever in the group stages over 2 legs. We're gonna see
in the season.
Woo!
That's
a serious one.
That's gonna be naughty. And then you got Dinamo and who the hell is that, bro? I don't know.
That's the I was looking at. Had me doubting if I know
where are all these teams coming from, blood? Like, what countries, blood? This looks almost like a Greek thing on that.
That's a mad
one, bro. But they're getting pammed anyway. And then you got PSG, United, Leipzig, and then Istanbul, bro. Honestly, United's group's got man stressing, fam. It's got man stressing on a real. Like, man done the little Rashford rubbing Mbappe's head thing for Bants, but really, that was a juju thing when we won that night, innit? It was, innit? Like, they had bare injuries and that. We got lucky, innit? Like, that was the most emotional I've been in watching a football match in a long time, innit? But honestly, we got pammed the game after. And we knew it was going to happen. Like, go through, then you got Barca, then you get slapped, innit? So, like, it's just one of them ones where I don't expect Lightning to strike twice. I expect PSG to deal with man comfortably. Do you know what I mean? So,
do you think you're qualified?
No,
really.
I don't.
I
have to be real, bro.
I expect Chelsea to top the group. Anything below that is not good enough because with the amount of money we've spent, I know we haven't been able to have our signings fully in gear yet because there's been a few of them coming back from injury and whatnot. But after international break, I expect us to improve big time. So we should be topping that group if we're serious. Because last time we didn't top the group last season, we ran into Bayern Munich. And to be honest, if you run into Bayern Munich,
it's over.
You may as well just pack your bags. Do you know what I mean?
So, call it a day. You can get embarrassed.
Yeah, you can't afford to come second. Can't afford.
But this is it. So I'm gonna be real in it. Like when I'm looking at it, I'm like, Manchester United coached properly and having a decent window. We're meant to come out of that group. We're meant to finish above Leipzig in it, but they've got a better manager than us, and they're playing better football. And honestly, you just got to see what they done last season, innit? As much as our name is bigger than theirs on paper, we're not better than them right now. The way we're playing football, we're scraping past teams like Brighton.
You're relying on your individuals to turn up in like a Pogba masterclass, Martial. Do you know what I mean? You're relying on individuals to take you through that group. If you see what I'm saying. So but yeah, I expect PSG to top that group with if they reached the final last year. I know they had the easier run in, but they still did what they had to do. Do you know what I mean? So you have to respect it. I expect them to top that, and then it's between you and Leipzig. I would be still surprised if you don't just edge Leipzig.
Bro, I think at Old Trafford,
Timo Werner as well.
Yeah, at Old Trafford, I expect us to not lose to Leipzig, but I can't away from home.
Easy.
Away from home, I'd take a draw against them. Do you know what I'm saying? But we should really be going there and beating them. Really. Do you know what I mean? But now I'm thinking in my head, right, man, if we could get a draw at Leipzig and maybe nick a 2-1 at home, then maybe we could do a thing. But I have a feeling when Leipzig go, and when Leipzig play against that Turkish team, they're going to slap them home and away. You know them ones. Like the food they're meant to eat, they're just going to eat it. And then us will probably do an idiot thing, probably draw away to these flipping Turkish dons, then slap them at home, when really we should be slapping them home and away. So I think that actually what we do against that team there, Istanbul, will kind of let me know what we're going to do against the other teams. Because I don't expect much from the away games against PSG or Leipzig. I don't expect much.
And it's not even just winning, it's how you beat that Turkish team. How you beat them. If you're serious, you'll slap them up.
Not them flagging through the races sort of thing. Kind of what you see in the Europa League with. Like you want to have it be more convincing and whatnot.
Yeah, man have to pam them up. You know them ones. Man have to proper kebab them man there, bruv. You know them Turkish man, they have to get it proper. We have to skewer them man there, blood. If we don't skewer them, it's a mad thing. You know what I'm saying? So we need to really, really like put it on them. So it will be very interesting to see how we do against them. I think we should qualify, but I'm not confident. I'm not confident. I can't be confident seeing how my team are getting had up by Brighton. Like, there's no way, like, a sane Manchester United fans looking at the way we're playing football right now, the lack of confidence that clearly is in the team.
Embedded right now,
Yeah, like there's a clear lack of confidence. Man can't look at the team right now and say, you know what, I'm confident that we're going to get out of this group. I'm not confident, bro.
Yeah. No, it's the same with Chelsea fans. They're not confident against Sevilla either. It's mad because I'm still confident, but I understand where they're coming from. Like, there's no signs of why we should be confident going up against Sevilla. But like I said, for the amount of money we've invested into this team, the players that we've bought, you know, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, I just expect us to win these games. That's just how it has to be. It would be mad if we don't. To be honest, we should have learned our lesson from last year, coming second in the group. We know you don't finish top of your group, then you only have yourself to blame if you bump into a Real Madrid or Bayern Munich. So yeah, we can't have that. We can't have that at all.
Yeah, real talk. You have to deal with what you need to deal with, innit? Like with Champions League, it's always take care of your own business, innit?
Yeah.
I hate when you're in the Champions League and you're looking to other teams, and if that team draws with this team, and nah, bro, just handle your own.
It's six games. It's literally 6 games. Like you can't blame anyone but yourself for 6 games. And the thing is as well is that it's all about the way. Even if you start poorly, you've seen teams come back and finish the job afterwards, even after losing the first group game. Realistically, every year you need about what 10 points to get out the group.
Yeah.
And then if you want to top it, then that's up to you. That's your business. Do you know what I mean? That's really up to how serious you are as a team. But it's going to be interesting, man, because neither of our fan bases are confident. So I'm slightly looking forward to it now. We shouldn't be underdogs. Well, I know we as a club, Chelsea, should not be underdogs in our group, but here we are. We've got Drogba and Malouda pulling out the balls in Switzerland, taking care of us, and our team and our fans are still worried. Do you know what I mean? It's mad.
This is it. And my man said Werner wasn't there during the restart. Do you know what I'm saying? Which he wasn't. And then man still got to where they got to. Do you know what I mean? So when you look at the system, you look at the system, this guy's not playing games, bruv. This guy's not playing games. They've got some good players there. And I still expect them to be very much a problem, bruv. Matisse, this is for you. Mason Mount. Do you know what I'm saying? What are you saying about this guy? What's his strongest position other than under Frank Lampard's arm, bruv? Because that looks like it's his bloody son, innit? Like he's loving the kid right now, bruv. He shouldn't be starting.
He is. Mason Mount's a tricky one. First of all, just to answer the question quickly for you, for me, his best position is in the number 8. It's not even. It's clear as day. He played there at home to Everton last season. I believe it was after the lockdown. I'm not too sure. No, sorry, it's before the lockdown, I believe. But we beat them comfortably. And him and Barkley played as the 8s, and they look really good. Mason Mount looks really good, and it's because he wasn't so high up the pitch. He's very good at linking up play, in the middle of the park, keeping things ticking. Not holding onto the ball for too long, connecting passes, and just like I said, just pushing the ball over to maybe the more talented players. But when he gets into the number 10 position and he's asked to make a key pass, a key decision that will affect the game right at the last moment, you've got to make an incisive pass that with the perfect weight. You've got to have the vision as well. That's where sometimes he falls short, and it really is quite annoying. And even with his shots, I know he scored the other week, but I was very disappointed in his shots last season. He had some really good long shots, but just when it came to the more simple shots in the box, the composure wasn't there. But obviously he's young, so I give him time to work on that. But he is a good finisher, so I do expect him to improve on that quite quickly. I'm not sure on the vision and the passing. That is something that they really have to work on with his game. I don't know if you guys saw the 2v1 situation against Tottenham.
Yeah.
Hudson-Odoi had a very similar situation. He just didn't see Abraham at all and just smashed it over the bar. But Mount actually saw Timo Werner. So we're not even talking about my vision issue now. Now we're talking about the execution.
The pass, you're just scared to execute. The quality weren't there.
Exactly. The execution was poor, and he didn't make the pass. And I'm sorry, that's just as bad as a mistake letting your man cross the ball into the box or something. Do you know what I mean? We get onto defenders about making individual mistakes. As a midfielder for Chelsea Football Club, as I said in my video, you have to make that pass. It's not acceptable. It doesn't matter where you are in your development. Now, the thing is with Mount is that he is being asked to play all over the place, and he's playing every game. Like you said, Lampard's got a special place in his heart for him. 90 minutes back to back to back to back. Every other youngster at Chelsea is rotated. Reece James is rotated. Callum Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic at the start of last season. Every other youngster is made to rotate, take breathers, and calm the hell down. Mason Mount plays every game, no matter if he plays well, poorly. It doesn't matter if he's gone to the shops. It doesn't matter where he is in life. He's playing. And for me, we're actually now doing it again. It's actually going against him because the fans are getting onto him because he's not delivering when he's probably fatigued, and he's carried injuries last season as well, and he's still playing. So I don't know if it's because Lampard sees him as like, those managers that they have one player where they ask them to carry out their philosophy. Not that I think Lampard has a very clear philosophy, but carry out their instructions on the pitch in terms of.
Every manager's got favourites, man. They've all got favourites. Win it or not, it's like Xhaka or Nas. He's gonna play.
I'm back to say that Lampard is one of his favourites is not Mount, in terms of he asks Mount to carry out the high press, to keep the energy levels up, and the fundamentals of playing for Chelsea in Lampard's eyes, the work rate, the everything like that. That's what he asks Mount to carry out on the pitch as his pure basics before the team even starts playing football in terms of playing well. So he's playing left wing, right wing, 10, 8. It doesn't matter. He plays. So for me, it's not beneficial to him. But it's not like I said, he's not had a great game midweek. He's missed the winning penalty, and he's going to start against Palace. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, because you say rotation, but with the Pulisic thing, it looked to me that Lampard just didn't fancy him. I don't think it was rotation.
He didn't rate him at first, and then made himself undeniable, or he wanted a reaction sort of thing from him. But that's what it did to me as well.
For me, yeah, for me as well, it did look a bit mad. I was like, listen, Pulisic is clearly, you know, a very talented individual, especially left wing. You look at his numbers last year; they don't tell no lies, and that's even with the given. He still performed unbelievably. For me, he's Young Player of the Year if he plays more games, because he didn't play loads of games. Maybe you can argument maybe Mount or someone else, but when it comes to pure output on the minutes on the football pitch, Pulisic delivered ridiculously high for his first season. You have to remember that's his first season in the Premier League as well. So look, he's doing the same thing with Hudson-Odoi that he did with Pulisic. He's saying you got to work hard in training, you got to do this, you got to do that, and I can't complain too much, because even though I didn't agree with it, Pulisic still did respond. Do you know what I mean? If you respond, yeah,
don't want to lose that spot in his team. Simple.
If you respond, then it makes the manager look like a god, because he's just basically just got exactly what he wanted out of you. But if you don't respond, then we're having questions about why you're not playing him, what you're doing. Apparently, Hudson-Odoi's training ethics is training work rate is not as high as the others youngsters, and he's trying to set a standard and I understand that. But we've only got one fit winger available, so you know what I mean. Sometimes you're digging yourself a hole. You're putting the team almost after your own policy, which I guess if you want to run like that, cool. But just make sure that you don't cost us too many results, because this is a results-based business, and we need to finish. We cannot be drifting away from the top four and saying, "Oh, it's because we got injuries." That's just it's not going to slap this season.
Do you think that he goes to Bayern Munich? There's talk of it.
No, I don't. And the reason why I don't is because it's too late in the window now. We have got a replacement. We don't have enough wingers, period. Anyway, we kind of do and we don't. I mean, we've got Hudson-Odoi, Ziyech, and Pulisic as our three wingers, and then you can kind of say Havertz and Werner can play out wide if needed. So I'm okay with that depth. But as soon as Hudson-Odoi goes, then you have to bring in another one. They were linked with Ben Rama at Brentford. The goal that he scored the other day was magical.
Yeah, let's come straight into the next comment, bro.
Yeah, unbelievable finish. And we were linked with him, and maybe if we had got him, and then you could have spoken about a Hudson-Odoi loan, but they just got him to sign a new 5-year contract last year, so they're not letting him go. It would be embarrassing from the club after all the transfer requests, new contract, all of this drama, for them to just let him go now. They have to, you know, put their money where their mouth is, and he has to perform.
Bruv, before we go into that Ben Rama goal, fam, you man slap the like button as well. There's over 1,000 in here, like 1.1k almost watching in here. Before we go into that Ben Rama goal, we're talking about cup football, blood. Oi, fucking Ainsley, blood, on the pen. You know what? If a man scored that pen, yeah, on Sunday, I'd think, yo, this youth buns, innit? Because like the way he ran up, yeah, and then slapped it and then smiled. Man, look high, bro. Like he just look like, bro, he just look like, yo, he bunned before the game. Turned up and that.
Man. That's why we love him, man. That's why we love him. And he's, listen, I was having a heart attack. Like, I don't know what it is about us Arsenal players and these run-ups. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I knew he'd score, but he had me. Pepe's one had me. Lacazette's one had me. Joe Willock, you need to just take your penalty normal. Don't try and do this wavy run-up thing. Because I thought he missed that penalty, but it went in. We laughed about it.
Did it hit the keeper's legs or something? Because it looked like he didn't go straight in.
And just trickled in. Joe, don't do that again. Just you have to hit yours perfectly. You're not the same. Like you're not
the sauce man like Ainsley, blood. Ainsley's fuckeries, blood. You know what I mean? Like literally, man was watching before like a compilation of his penalties, like I think a few weeks ago. Busting up. Those are the best pens I've ever seen, bro.
He's probably the best pen taker in our team between him, Aubameyang, and Lacazette, to be fair.
He's definitely the best penalty taker, because the best penalty takers, yeah, are confident enough to watch the keeper all the way. You know them.
And the thing is, he always takes them like that. You know what I mean?
Bro, he watches the keeper up until he strikes the ball. He don't care.
Run out eyes.
Yeah. And the keeper tried to put him off, because if you watch, the keeper went, and he didn't even react to it. He just let the keeper go, blood.
And let me just make a prediction, because we had the same situation with Jorginho, and I'm sure you'll get with Bruno Fernandes. These confident penalty takers that stroll up, they do their little hippity hop or they do their little jog. They are always the ones that will have a high conversion rate, because you can see they don't play games. You know what I mean? They know. But when they miss, watch the fan base come for him, fam. Because those joggers and those hippity hops, fam, they're the ones.
Why when you trip a penalty? You know, if you
they did it with Pogba though.
Yeah, trust.
When you miss, you look like a twat. You know, you don't. You look like a legend. It looks good on YouTube. Like Rants said, there's all compilations. There's actually a video of Ainsley talking about his philosophy behind the pens and why you have to wait and stuff. So it's nice to see. The only one that I didn't feel look confident was the one who missed in El Nene. And now it's good to laugh about we're through. But you could tell a man didn't want to take a penalty. Cedric Suarez won. He was a convincing one. But that one there took me by surprise. Then listen, it was a bit of a weird game. You know, Liverpool probably should have scored. We definitely had chances. But what I like with that and the Community Shield, we've got some sort of bottle in those moments. Like Nelson wasn't playing, but Nelson in the Community Shield said, Arteta, I want to take a pen. So it's lovely to see the young players leading from the front. If Saka was on, I probably could bet my life he would have taken one. But we get over, man. It's nice to have some sort of revenge on Liverpool on Monday, car. They dealt with us. But yeah, man.
It's a mad one. It's like, now that Arteta ain't got Pep there to collect the cones, yeah, it's like man's just doing a thing, bro. It's mad, isn't it? Man City out here, bro. No Arteta, no party, fam. They're done out here, fam. You know what's mad, yeah? Like it tells you, yeah, a lot of the time, yeah, these number twos get underlooked or overlooked even and underappreciated, fam. Why is it as soon as Arteta's gone, City have folded? It's not a coincidence. And Arsenal on the up as well, bro. Jose lost his number 2 at United, folded. You know them ones there, like certain times, bro. There's like a lot of managers get credit for doing more than they're actually doing, bro. And you know what it is? Look at who Arteta's got as his number 2, bro.
The best managers are the best delegators. You can't do everything, you know.
Exactly.
Pep himself said the best managers are idea thieves. Nobody's innovative. No ideas of every idea has been done. You need to surround yourself because as a manager, you're pulled from pillar to post. You need to be able to trust people around you. That's why it's vital to have the right coaching staff. Who knows? There's probably a next man in the, like you said, in the wings under Arteta. Like there's a 24-year-old. I think his name's Carlos Cavo or something. Like he's some individual. I don't know what he does with the team, but it's something to do with individual player development. And he's 24. You know,
you've got the brother that was Louis van Gaal's number 2 as well.
This is it. This is it. You never know who's the next one in waiting. Who's going to go off and be a manager in their own right, sort of thing. And yeah, man, I like what Arteta is doing. I felt, not gonna lie, on Monday I did have a bit of queries about his selections. Like I thought Ceballos should have started. I didn't really understand certain selections. I couldn't understand why Gabriel didn't play. Maybe there's something I didn't know. But I think Monday was more on the players, to be fair. Look, they looked defeated. I can appreciate Liverpool's game plan. They were superb. They pressed us into mistakes, but we fed into their hands. We didn't look like we believed, you know. When we played them at the Emirates, when we played them in the Community Shield, when we beat Chelsea, when we played City, we could concede that these are better teams than us, maybe better individuals, but we had half a chance. We looked resigned to defeat. We playing out from the back. We're used to people pressing, and listen, it's difficult when Liverpool are doing it, but we struggle to play out from the back, and we've been doing that for a couple of years. So I just feel it was a poor night, man. I don't feel like we was atrocious, hella 3s out of 10s, but it could have been better, and there was a number of heart in mouth moments, man. Even our goal was scatty. Like that was the one bad thing Liverpool did, but we moved, man.
But the thing is, in cup football, you take those, innit, bro?
Right, yeah, I'll take
one-off games, blood. So because it's a one-off game, it don't matter how you get over the line. This ain't about league form and consistency. It's about doing the job on the day, innit? If you won every single game on pens, no one would give a shit.
Yeah. They were talking to their blue in the face about pens, but at the end of the day, all that matters is the end result. And like you said, it's cup final. We got out of there, you know. On pens, it goes a different way, but we focused on City now in the quarterfinals.
Oh, facts, man, flipping hell. Ben Rama's goal, and the reason why that hurt me as well, like Hex, my guy in it. So when I saw him got megged, it was a bit mad, didn't it? It was a bit mad still. Man didn't even hollered at him about that because some things are best left unsaid. You know them, man.
Yeah.
But that road there was filth. That is a Ronaldinho blood. You know, under the foot, whoops. But
where you going?
It looked like he lost control of the ball, innit? But he did.
But he did kind of, but he recovered. You know them clever ballers like that just recover.
They're quick thinkers, fam. Literally just
need to be in the Premier League, man.
And then the thing is, not only did he roll him, but then man's whipped it into the goal. You know, certain man get excited and just put their laces through it. He's placed that.
Yeah, that was normal for him. Like he does this. He's been doing this.
Man like that do that in training, but to see man do that in a game, you know what I mean? We used to see Tarap do that all the time. And it's one of them ones with them ballers there, the nonchalance, bro. That's a Premier League footballer right there.
He needs to pass the Prem test. He's linked with Palace. We need him in the Prem. I would like him at Arsenal, but with Willian and needing a centre mid, that one there has passed us.
He won't even cost that much either. Like he's a £20 million brother. Like those are the kind of man United should be looking at instead of Daniel James and them, man.
And if it doesn't, you can shot them.
Take a punt on a youth like that. rather than a Daniel James.
Can you imagine him, James Rodriguez, and Richarlison behind Calvert-Lewin? Lord Jesus.
Man need to respect me, bruv, about my Calvert Lewandowski, blood. I told man about him, you know. I told man about Calvert Lewandowski, blood. I told him, I said, you see your man flipping Jamie Abraham, blood. Now you can't chat to Calvert Lewandowski, bruv. Baller!
You know what it is? It's for me, no matter how much I watch Everton, and I have to respect Calvert for what he's doing, it's all about James Rodriguez for me. That man, that's what I'm looking for. If you're going to play a number 10, and personally, I prefer to play 4-3-3, but if you're playing a number 10, that's the number 10. That's the type of number 10. And hopefully we have similar in Havertz. It's not the same type of player, but same kind of silky arrogance about him. Same with Ziyech. You need that man. Man, James is on another level, man. He's on another level.
He's cold, and that's what I mean. And you know what he's doing? He's shushing a lot of these men that say, number 10s are dying in the game. You can't play with number 10s anymore. All of this bullshit. You need pace. You need all these things to play in the Premier League. Bruv, this brother's walking around the pitch, bro. Man's not even running. He's walking around and just conducting the orchestra, and he's pulling strings.
It's only in England that it's about running all the time for the sake of running. Like, there's nothing wrong with walking. That's one thing that annoys me, because many men will scream, they want Benrahma, they want James in the league, they want this, they want that. But they don't fully understand these players. They don't understand it's not a running thing. They don't understand body language. They don't understand conserving any. There's a lot. We spoke about this last time. There's just, until English fans just stop this praising being productive for the sake of being productive, then the IQ generally won't raise too high, man.
And this is why when I spoke about Mason Mount earlier, he's running his ass into the ground every game without fail. Then when it comes to the pivotal moments, you're fatigued. The pass, the shot. And this is what I'm talking about. You need to, I'm not trying to see Chelsea just run. It's cool. You can do all your running, but you need to be still effective in the pivotal moments.
Quality, simple as. You need some quality. Like, running's half the job, bro. Like,
this is why I spoke about it. Liverpool brought in Thiago Atlanta to change the tempo of their game, so they can stop being just a run team. They got loads of players that are reaching 29, 28, 30s. They can't keep doing this running thing. And Klopp is very smart for bringing them in because he knows that. So it's time to start controlling games and have a bit of variety in your play, not just do this high-intensity press. Everyone's falling in love with the high-intensity press. Press at the right times. Running all day long in different groups and out of shape, and nobody knows who's closing down who. And when you close a man down, cool, he's beating you and there's no one behind him to follow it up. No, I'm not interested in any of that. I'd rather see a counter-attack go block. Do that shit. Do you know what I mean? Just go back to counter-attacking if that's what you're going to do, because at least then you're not wasting nobody's energy.
This is it. And that's why having a system is important. There's no point having players, even like Kai Havertz. There's no point having players like Kai Havertz if you're not going to play a system that gives him the freedom that James has at Everton. Doesn't make no sense. You can't be trying to play him and Mason Mount. You can't. You might have to sacrifice an 8, if you want to get the best out of a player like Kai Havertz. You might have to sacrifice an 8 if you want to get the best out of a player like James Rodriguez, bro. Like, it's all about the coaching, innit? Like, we can criticize a lot of these players till you're blue in the face, but the facts are, if you don't build a system, for these guys, because they're specialists. When you've got specialists, you have to build a system for them. Mason Mount isn't a specialist. That's why Lampard's using him sometimes in the 8, sometimes in the 10. When you've got a specialist number 8, a specialist number 10, you have to build a system around him. You have to. Or if you've got a specialist creator, like a Paul Pogba, you have to build the system to allow these men to get on the ball as much as possible and take a lot of the bullshit out of their hands.
And this is why it must be frustrating for Arsenal fans to watch James, because I see the same player, Ozil, same player.
Yeah, exactly the same.
But didn't sign Decore, didn't sign Allen, didn't sign ball winners behind him. It's the same thing. You don't worry about Everton conceding because they got their ball winners. Those men that they signed behind him, it's just as important as James. If they didn't sign, Allen, Decore, all these men, then cool. You can sign James, but watch when you're just getting transitions and counters on you, and what's going to happen then? They signed the people that they needed to back him up and say, listen, you get on the ball, do your thing, and I'm just going to sit here and take the the stress out of the game for you.
It's just simply down to solving pieces of a jigsaw. Like you said with Ozil, the Ozil of the last 3 years probably doesn't warrant building a team. But when the man came here, we spoke about needing a striker. We spoke about a defensive mid. We spoke about needing a back four. Wenger's famous for saying, with Perez, when he first arrived, I realized I need 10 other workers. It's the IQ. It's like people fail to understand a player's shortcomings. It's not that Ozil don't work hard. He's not here for that defensive thing. So let's make it up elsewhere. And it's the classic case of English football, just signing one player for a big name and thinking he's going to change the club's fortunes. Like, we've been here already. When you've got an Alexis Sanchez where he's busybody and stuff, obviously English fans, he's a quality player, but they're going to fall in love with it. And then critique Ozil, failing to understand they both got the best out of each other, ironically. Like, there was numerous games, it literally was just Alexis and Ozil passing to each other. If they weren't involved, they were only giving it to Santi, or they were reluctant. Like Danny Welbeck, he even talks about how Alexis is only giving him the ball in certain attacking areas where he has to pass it back to him to finish. He don't trust these, man. So we need to solve pieces to the jigsaw, man, and we failed to do that. Like he said, man, when you look at Everton again, we don't know if they're going to have a good season or not, but they've come out the blocks firing, and people said you can't buy 3 new midfielders. You can if there's a plan, and they're proving it so far.
That's mad.
Facts. Absolute facts, guys. 1.3k watching, slap the like. You already know what to do. Share the thing. All of that. It's a mad thing. Oi, we're getting linked with this Dembele thing. It's not going away. I honestly think that we're just doing it to put pressure on Dortmund to sell, bruv. Sancho didn't train. We know why Sancho didn't train. Do you know what I mean? Man's not ill. Don't believe any of that nonsense. Man's trying to force a move. The window's closing now. Man are talking about Dembele. And one thing I hate about football is so reactionary, yeah, and they love to rub guys out. Fucking Ousmane Dembele is better than Jadon Sancho. He is. There's no arguments there, bruv. The only doubts over him is fitness. A fit Ousmane Dembele is ridiculous, bro. Like, man are forgetting this. Like, as much as I love Jadon, and I do love the guy, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've got a lot more in common with Jadon Sancho, but Ousmane Dembele is already a world-class winger if he's fit. Do you know what I mean? Like, man can't rub out Dembele because he's been injured and that.
Big if.
Yeah, but we say that, but I've seen many times footballers in their careers start their career off having little injury problems. Ryan Giggs was one of them. He played till he was 40 years old, blood. You just need to get the right people around certain man. And sometimes they just need something different. They just need a different fitness coach, a different physio. Maybe they need to do something in their own lives different. Ryan Giggs started picking up yoga and stuff like that. Ryan Giggs was wearing fucking leggings, blood, in the summer to keep his muscles warm because he's pulling his hamstrings all the time. You know them ones.
So would you take Dembele over Sancho then?
I wouldn't take him over Sancho, but what I'm saying is, I think that I can see pros. If I take fitness out of it, yeah. If Ousmane comes in, yeah, and he's there with Pogba, Martial, happy fucking days, mate. I've got another young Frenchman to chill with them, man, there. That boosts the morale of the 2 players that probably take the most shit from the fan base. Probably the 2 most underappreciated players, yeah, that we have. Do you know what I mean? And you bring their brethren in, fucking amazing for team chemistry. Do you know what I'm saying? If you bring in Jadon Sancho with Rashford, Lingard, Mason, amazing for team chemistry. You know them ones. In terms of quality, if you could say to me, yo, both of these men can stay fit, you can pay 108 million pounds for Jadon Sancho, or you can get Ousmane Dembele on loan and probably get him for like 60 million or something at the end of the season. I'll take Ousmane, bro. But I want Jadon Sancho. You know what I mean? That's who I want. He's my first choice. Dembele is not my first choice, but if he came, what a fucking second choice that would be, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That's better than the Bale signing for me.
Yeah.
Because Bale's an old man compared to Dembele, bro. He's like nearly 10 years older than him.
The thing with Dembele as well, because you're looking for a right winger and he's dual-footed, that's such a key thing. He's dual. So you know, Sancho, the only problem is he won't be able to cut in. You know what I mean? If you're going to use him right wing, not going to be able to cut in on his left foot because his left foot's not really up there like that. But Dembele, dual-footed, you're going to be able to cut in, going to be able to go out wide, can do it really all. But like I said, them injury concerns, and obviously because his attitude at Barca has been so highly, like so reported as quite poor, you know what I mean? Waking up late to go training, playing games all hours of the night, all this kind of stuff, not really looking
games when it's true.
I don't care about that though. I'm gonna be real. You know why I don't care about that attitude thing? Because they said the same thing about Jadon Sancho as well. But sometimes it's just sometimes it's just a cultural thing. They said that Aubameyang had a bad attitude. He just didn't. The Germans just don't like him because he's quite flamboyant and he's quite brash and that. But that's just culture, bro. You know them ones. That's just how it is. Same with Jadon. Jadon does up fucking. He's doing up lifestyle like Karim Benzema and that.
Yeah.
And them Germans don't like that. So because of that, they're like, oh, you know what? He's this, that, and the other. Nah, bruv, that's just how he is. Do you know what I mean? So with Usman, he's there. He's one of the only French guys as well. He's got a certain culture, a certain way of living. He might just be more laid back than they used to, and they don't really like it. You know what I mean? That's just all it is. But then if he's around his own people, which he would be with Pogba, Martial, and then obviously he's still got Eric Bailly and them other French-speaking brothers, maybe he might just say, you know what, I'm around these, man. Let me just kind of fix up a little piece. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just that. Like, the man are saying Aubameyang's got a bad attitude. I'm seeing him on Instagram with troops and my guys and that living life, bro. There's nothing wrong with him. Man are stopping him in the petrol station. He's chatting to them.
Yeah.
Only
What's the problem?
Playing badly. When you're playing good, nobody cares. Like, it's like Bellerin. Bellerin's iffy and hasn't developed, so a lot is made of what he does off the field, rightly or wrongly. A lot is made of his diet. You know, if Mohamed Salah was a vegan, nobody would be saying anything about him because you can't. Like, you can't. He's doing his job. That's how fickle his football is. Nobody cares when you're doing well. For Dembele, I hope he stays fit because he's a footballer I like, man. I don't know him and I want to be careful with my language, but just looking at him, you know, from a short time, you've gone from Dortmund to Barcelona, you're a World Cup winner. I'm not going to say his hunger's not there, but is your hunger still there? Because like you said, if you change some life, it might not be that, but if you change some lifestyle issues, you could be different gravy. If you stay fit, you're going down as a further footballing legend. It's that simple. And people have forgotten about him. Like I see on Twitter, they talk about him like it's like it's Stuart Downing or something. This guy's a halfway footballer. Like, he is top class. It's just a fitness thing, literally.
That's all it is, bro.
Yeah. I don't know. I have reservations just because if you can't wake up to train with Messi, that's a little bit of a madness for me. I must say. I think that's a bit mad. But what I will say as well is that if you can keep him fit, wow, that's a big player. And do you know what I mean? Like you said,
he's 23 years old. You know the ones that's 23. The Brez nearly 10 years younger than Gareth Bale, blood. So when man think that Gareth Bale's an amazing, no, Bale's quality, but he's got injury problems as well. Yeah. You know them ones there. If man ain't writing off Bale at his age, yeah, with his injury record, man can't be rubbing out Usman, bro, because you don't go from Dortmund.
Professionalism applies to Bale as well. Just deeped it, you know.
Thank you.
Even me,
professionalism applies to Bale too.
Bias right there in full effect.
You see Usman Dembele, we've seen no proof of him having a bad attitude. We've heard stories about him playing PlayStation and being up late, but we don't know that.
We ain't seen it with our own eyes.
We've seen Gareth Bale on the side with the mask over his face doing that and doing the golf thing and sleeping and them things. That we've seen it. We haven't actually seen Dembele doing it. It's all rumors, bro.
It's true.
You know what I mean? We've not actually seen any. There's no pictures of him in the nightclub before the game. There's none of this. There's no pictures of him doing balloons or nothing. There's no evidence to suggest here that he's this guy that they've made him out to be. There's none. You don't go from Dortmund to Barcelona if you're a shit player, bro. We saw James go to Real Madrid and go to Bayern, but both of these fans saying, "Oh yeah, he got kicked out of that club. He got kicked out." And now he's come to the Premier League shitting on it, bro.
Yeah.
So how are you writing off man that you ain't seen play here and you don't know what their situations are? We don't know. We don't know why Dembele it hasn't worked out for him. Maybe it is just injuries and his confidence is low because he's upset that he's not playing, and that's normal.
He might not be there psychologically. That's why I'm always cautious of these players when they make these steps. Like Arawa, as much as I want Arawa and I don't accept my team as a plan B, we're not of the levels of Barca and Madrid. Now, if I was Arteta, I'd be saying to Arawa, listen, I'll say all the reasons to sign Arsenal, but I'd say, do you think your levels to go to Juventus and Dean's teams now? It's probably best you wait a couple of years, because when you go to these teams, I personally think to give yourself half a chance, you've got to be at your peak. You know, and because when you're at your peak, by then you've developed hell of a lot technically on the football field, but mentally. And that's where a lot of these young players, when they go Barca's and Madrids and all of this, it's not always down to their technical ability because it's there. But it's like they really struggle with when you're in that. The fact that you're a good footballer and you're a special footballer, it's nothing now. It's not an amazing fact because you're there you're there right now. And I think a lot of them struggle with it. And I think probably Dembele has as well, because you've got to be on football all of the time. Like there's no Barcelona, it's a lifestyle. Like everything you do moves towards that. And if Dembele might actually love ball, he might not be saying it might be everything we're not speaking about. But I think if he changed his, if a lot of players just remembered the sort of target they've got in mind, they'd be different, man. But I think if he stays fit, he's a baller. It's simple as, man.
Similar to Hazard, where he hasn't taken care of his body.
Perfect example.
And he's had a shitstorm at Real Madrid. and obviously all Chelsea fans will mourn about it. But at the same time, some of the blame has to fall on Hazard as well, because it's not the first time that we've said, right, well, you could have been at the pinnacle of football. We could have been talking about you as winning Ballon d'Ors. Yeah, we could have been speaking about you Ballon d'Ors when Messi and Ronaldo. To be honest, Messi and Ronaldo already on their come down a little bit. Yeah, they're still the best, but we're speaking
on standards.
Yeah, we're speaking about Ballon d'Or for Lewandowski this year. So, Hazard could have been up in those discussions if he had, but he's not taking care of himself well enough. Do you know what I mean? So, there's a reason why he keeps getting these little injuries. It's the preseason, it's the work off season, all that kind of stuff as well. So, like I said, if you're not going to go to Madrid, when you go to Madrid and Barca, it's a different level, different strats.
Gotta be ready, fam. Gotta be ready. It's not just about being a baller. It's like even Callum, if he went to Bayern, I think he would hack it and stuff. And with no disrespect to Chelsea, because Lampard's on a serious thing. Bayern is a different gravy. Like, this is the club thing. Like, you've got to really, football is a religious thing already. You've got to really give yourself to football. And I think a lot of footballers, they don't realize how good they can be, or they don't necessarily see it, or it's just very uncomfortable to dedicate your life. And some man might not be on that, These Dembeles, these Hazards, these Jameses. Bear man, they've had good careers, they've had accomplished careers, they've done things, but there's always going to be that element. I always think as fans, maybe we're guilty of these perceptions, because maybe this is as good as Dembele is meant to be, which is not a bad player, or just as good as Hazard's meant to be. We always try and, I do think there is truth in it, but we always try and find the next level or put some mad expectation on players. It's an interesting one still.
That's what I mean. And my man said Iron Robin as well. That's another one, man. He had this reputation of being an injury prone, yeah, bruv. He played to what, 35?
Age like fine wine, football in terms.
But there you go. So do you know what I mean? It's too early to be writing off certain man based on how their career started, bro. There's loads of different reasons why man have little injuries. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. Do you know what I mean? And all this thing about, like, this guy's saying, right, he doesn't have the mentality to play football. He's addicted to console gaming. You don't know him, blood.
Yeah, you haven't.
You got his game. What I mean?
Like, it don't make no sense. Like, unless
you don't know him. And the man will say, right, he won't cut it physically in England, bro. You're going, this is not Hackney Marshes, bro. Yeah. I saw Robinho come here with his skinny self and mash up this league, blood.
Literally.
Peppered it up. Do you know what I'm saying? And after I've seen what Leroy Sané and them man have done in England, man can't tell me that Usman wouldn't come here and chop man up.
Yeah. It's down to him if he won this.
Yeah. Because he would absolutely chop man up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have any doubts that Usman will come here and pepper.
Fuck is that?
I don't know. Matisse, is that your thing?
Yeah, I thought that was Matisse. You're ramping, but he's like this.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah. No, it's gone now. Your thing was doing that RoboCop. Man, like Murphy and that, blood.
Man,
like Murphy, blood. Man said, why is it every other channel supports Ollie? Bruv, what's that? Tim Sherwood and the man who don't trust Ollie. You're funny. Listen, yeah, like, I don't know, bruv. Don't chat to me about any of the other channels, bruv. I just say it how I see it, innit? That's just how it is. This is what we do here, innit? And the bottom line is, everyone that's talking about Usman, let's not make assumptions, bruv, because we're all guilty of it, yeah, when it comes to footballers. And like DG very well put out, man don't make the same assumptions about Gareth Bale's attitude, fam. They don't. And we've seen it to be bad. We've actually seen it. You know them, man. So if we've actually seen it to be bad and man ain't talking about it, man can't make assumptions when man are talking about video games and that, bro. Like, what? Are you online playing with him? How do you know?
Exactly. And why is it seen as sort of cool and okay that Bale can play golf and take the mick out of Real Madrid, whether he's right or wrong in that context, or sleep on the field, sleep on the subs bench? It's even though you catch him, man, there's always finding humor around it. But for Dembele, he's playing consoles, which is all speculation. We ain't seen no pictures and whatnot. For Dembele, I would say when people I found when I've looked at ballers, when they're complacent like this, allegedly, it might be the people around him. Like, is his agent in his ear saying you could be better? Is his close circle in his ear? If you're all complacent and happy, then there's no one actively pushing him. He should push himself, but you need people around you. I think he's motivated. You wouldn't be if he's a World Cup winner, like he got into that side, but at the same time, you've got to play both sides.
But again, when we talk about motivation, yeah, this brother saying Shaw's injury prone, let's bring another injury prone player. Here, this is where I look at motivation, but Shaw's been overweight for most of his career. Why don't you question his motivation, bro? Because when man, anyone can get a muscle injury, but when you're turning up to work overweight and out of shape, then I'm questioning your hunger and your motivation.
You're more prone to Mazzolini's as well, getting
Bruv,
injured.
of course. Do you know what I mean? But the facts are, this brother gets injured quite a bit. But actually, when you look at how many games Luke Shaw still played in the season and that, bruv, he played a decent amount of games. Even with the little injuries. If man's giving you 20 league games or something like that, that's not too bad, blood. Like when man could talk about the injuries and that, his concern has been his fitness and his weight more than his flipping injuries. You know, the ones there, like that's what the concern is, and no one's talking about his attitude. I've never seen other players that say they got a bad attitude. I've never seen them turn up for work unfit, like in terms of overweight and these things there. Do you know what I mean? Them man there, like Dembele's got a private chef and all these guys. Same with Aubameyang and that. When man say that man's attitude's bad, based on what?
On what? The cars and the bling, you know, like that's it's a weird way. When you come from what he's come from and whatnot, you know, it's just a sign of expression. And even, you know, you can have as much jewels as you want. It doesn't mean you're not humble. Like you see, that's why I'm happy about Man's come, because, you know, many Arsenal fans are, let's cut the crap. They're not happy that he's cool with troops and things like that. If he was cool with the more bog standard sort of Joe Bloggs fan, there wouldn't be an issue. But why Aubameyang is loved is because he's humble. Like you said, he's chatting to people in the petrol station. He's got a good relationship with the fans. He said a big part of it, obviously, is PR, but a big part is to stay for the fans. I haven't seen a player that unites the fan base as much for a while, you know, away from Philly. He's just
he's a cult hero at the club. That's why I said he has to be a club legend. He has to be. He has to be a club legend, bro, because he, as you said, he's a cult hero he's a cult figure at the club. You ain't got another one at the club.
Yeah, there's no one like that. There's been players like Alexis and Ozil, but like you've seen, there's been division on that. When Alexis was leaving, he was playing for, he's unmotivated. He wants to leave, so he doesn't want to try, and all of this BS. You know, with Ozil, for every one that backs him for his body movement, there's people who question him. Aubameyang, people have united him. I mean, Arsenal fans, a couple of them a few years ago were saying we should sell Aubameyang and called him a donkey and a Gabonese Jamie Vardy, like that's an insult because Vardy's a bad player.
Exactly, Vardy's a gunman.
Yeah, Vardy's a certified striker. They're both old and both doing dirt in the Prem. It's like Aubameyang's United things. It's like one thing every Arsenal fan can agree on is that he's hard. The only thing we're in division about is if he should go back up front or play on the left wing. And as Arsenal fans with hella soap opera dramas every year with Arsenal, that I'm prepared to take that, you know, because we've got too much division as a fan base, as a club, really.
There you go. Like Liverpool, Atalanta, Ajax looks like hell yeah. There's gonna be a bag of goals, a bag of action, bro.
Drama.
Who's the last team in that group?
That thing, man.
I can't remember. One of them next ones that look like alphabet soup, blood. Man don't know what that is. You know, like that. Man don't know what that is.
Lich.
And this Temi Talks guy, you are speaking like someone that has never played football before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You see, when someone keeps getting muscle injuries, it's got nothing to do with not taking care of yourself. It comes down to luck, bro. I know that as someone who had to fucking retire from football at 25, because, man, sometimes your body just cannot handle the physical demand of football. It's got nothing to do with not looking after yourself. Now, I mean, no one spent more time in the physio room than me, but look at Daniel Sturridge now. Do you think Daniel Sturridge keeps getting injured because he don't look after himself? It's got nothing to do with that. Some men are just unlucky. The same goes for Abu Diaby and all these other guys, bro. Certain man
working hard, and then like he's not. How do you know he's not putting everything in, and then he's getting these injuries, and then becoming depressed and still going again? You don't know this,
bro. You know what I mean? I can tell you from personal experience, bro. Then when you're playing professional football and all your brethren are outside laughing and they're running around, and you're inside in the physio room, standing on a balance ball on fucking one leg, barefoot, bro. It is fucking demoralizing, bro. And when you're doing it week in, week out, and then you build yourself up to make a comeback, and it's 4 weeks in the physio room, and then you go out there and then you're running for 30 minutes and then something goes again. Bruv, do you know how hard it is to keep going, bro? You know, man, you don't understand how it is. You have to be there, blood. Like how much money you're making, all these things, none of that matters, bro. It don't matter, bro. You start hating your job, bro, because they're just like, bruv, no matter what I do, I can't catch a break.
But this is the thing, though. Do you guys think that he can? You have to remember, Dembele's had a lot. These are not like little niggly. These are 7 months, you know, stacked on stacked on stacked. We're talking like Jack Wilshere type stuff. Do you think he can recover and bounce back? Put the attitude crap aside, because we don't even know his attitude. So people talking about his attitude really is unfair, because like I said, you guys have mentioned Gareth Bale, but do you think he can really recover? Because It's a lot, you know. He's had a lot of injuries, man. A lot.
I think he can. It just obviously I don't know what Barca are doing and whatnot, but clearly something might have to change. Whether that's if he really scrutinizes his lifestyle, if he needs to bring in another chef to do with the fuel he's putting in, if he needs to needs a different sort of training program. It's not a Ledley King thing, but Ledley King had a sort of specialist thing. If there's little changes he can make to pattern up, I think he can. But in football, if Arsenal signed players, we'd be league champions. But we can only deal with the facts. History don't look too good, but I think he can, man. I think he can.
You guys are gonna have to really look after him. I don't think it's gonna be similar to Bale at Tottenham. I don't think you can go and get 50 games out of him. It's gonna have to be. You're gonna have to really manage him in that loan in that season, and hopefully he just doesn't get another injury. And then if you can sign him, really, just as the season goes on, just build up more and more game time. But if you can keep him fit, this is one of the most talented wingers in the world. It really is.
I'm not being funny. I know a lot's made of Man United's medical department, especially with Rashford and whatnot, and Pogba allegedly. But you're a billion dollar company. You surely can bring in guys that can use analytical data to see how Dembele's injuries have actually happened, if there's any themes with those injuries, and how you can mitigate against that. Like if you don't do that, then it's not going to change. But there's surely something, man. There's surely something you can do, man.
With Man United's organization at the top, the way that they're rolling in this transfer window, to do all of that, now you're asking for a lot for me.
Yeah. I'm on a. I'm fully on the.
You're asking for a lot. Now you're asking for too much.
No, but again, I breed common sense, and common sense actually isn't that common. But if you're spelling, if he's on loan or permanent, it's going to be a cake. Surely you want to look after your investment. Like, surely you look after it. Again, and different things happen, but surely.
This is Man United you're talking about, fam. This is the thing. These guys don't look after shit.
Listen, they don't even look after their fans, but I ain't even worried about, the players. That's a different ball game altogether. You know what I mean? This sheet saying Sancho's produced more at Dortmund than Dembele. Again, that's down to opinion. That's down to opinion. Dembele got to move to Barcelona.
Yeah, no, Dembele was hard at Dortmund. You gotta respect it.
And he cut it out at Dortmund, man. Cut out quickly.
That's what I'm saying. Again, so we just don't know. One thing's for certain now, they're both top class talents, innit? You know what I mean? Like that can't be disputed at all. And Glenn, exactly, bro. I'm the guy that coined the Gabonese Jamie Vardy thing, bro. You know what it is? People were trying to use that to rub Aubameyang out, bro. I was never trying to rub him out. But the funny thing was, remember, Arsenal were linked with Jamie Vardy and he turned them down. Yeah. And then they got Aubameyang. So I'm like, right, they got the Gabonese Jamie Vardy. They literally bought the Mandem version of Jamie Vardy, blood.
Literally.
That's what they did. That's exactly what they did.
Because Vardy's scoring goals.
He was the top scorer in the Prem. But man thought I was rubbing him out, when I said it.
But it's not.
Because man said it for banter, but really, man rates Jamie Vardy. He's a Premier League legend, bro. He is.
27, 28, over 100 goals, 33 still banging it. So
and 33 years old, still mashing up the Prem.
Who knows when he'll stop playing?
These guys don't get injured as well. This Aubameyang, Vardy, these men are reliable. When it comes to fitness, wow. Aubameyang, I don't think he's ever.
Aubameyang's been in Italy. Them man know how to prolong careers, and obviously he's old now, but he probably saw little dribs and jabs as to how to do certain things to keep. Like Aubameyang's never injured. Touch wood, that never happens. Sorry, but that's what people fail to speak about. It's not always when a man's old. You look at Vardy and you look at Aubameyang. Clearly, they look after themselves. Vardy retired from international football. Clearly, so he can prolong his career. So I really hate the age thing, just generally, man, because them two are dispelling it, man. Like really doing that.
Same with Willian. As much as I don't rate him, the brother does not get injured.
But that's what I mean. He's durable and he's reliable, and that's a quality that managers look at when they're recruiting players. They do. You can't tell me that they're not looking at people's fitness records and how many games they play. Of course you are.
That's all it boils down to.
It's like looking at attendance record when you go to work. Yeah, you're talented, but how many times do you come in for work? How many times do you show up? Are you on time? Do you know what I mean? It's the same thing. If we can't use you, then that knocks down your price a bit, and that is why Dembele's going for a bit cheaper. Because if he was fully fit all the time, this brother would be same price as Sancho, without maybe more.
You're looking at Mbappe figures for me. If these injuries weren't a thing, you're looking at Mbappe figures. You're literally looking at Mbappe figures for Dembele.
Facts. You know what I mean? Super chat. this is for all of us as well, bruv. I'll answer it by saying I think that Klopp's better than Pep.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I do. You know what I'm saying?
I
think
really
he's
can't disagree against it, man. But I got
Yeah.
to look up for Pep and what he's giving the game. But it's a Klopp.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But again, with what what Pep's given the game, the reason why I called the Fraudiola thing in the first place years ago is because I looked at Pep, man are saying, that Barcelona team. That Barcelona team was just so happened to be the golden generation for Spain that won everything. He was very fortunate with the timings in which he had these players. Very fortunate. You know, sometimes your stars just align like that.
It's just meant to be destiny thing.
Yeah, that's what it meant to be, bro. Like, you managed the same Spanish team that won the World Cup
with a did, man. Yeah.
And the Euros. You managed that team.
I think it was back-to-back Euros and the World Cup in between. No?
Yeah, they cleaned up the team.
Thank you. So if you're managing them, man, because remember it was Barcelona with Sergio Ramos. That was the Spain team.
Literally. Alba, you got Pedro, you got Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, you got Puyol. I think Puyol was in them time as well, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, David Villa, it wasn't.
Bruv, it was Barcelona and fucking Ramos, bro. Won all of those things. So really and truly, he was very fortunate with the talent, that came through at that time, and that he coached. And he hasn't won a Champions League without them. So as far as I'm concerned, there's an asterisk next to his name. Fucking Klopp got to 2 Champions League finals and won one with this Liverpool team. For me, he's done more with this Liverpool team and the players he's got than Pep's done outside of Barcelona.
Yeah, really.
And the thing is as well is that we're talking about the pinnacle of management. So there's no disrespect to Pep. He's a top manager. He's one of the best managers. But I need to see him go and do a project. You can't just keep floating to the best teams in the country, the richest teams in the country, and keep winning stuff, and me be like, well, do you know what I mean? Like you get the Barca golden generation, cool. Then you take the treble winning Bayern team, and then you actually don't even replicate that with them. You actually take them down a step, in my opinion, because they don't even win the Champions League again. Then you go to Man City and you get to splash 200 million a summer on defenders. Do you know, at some point, I need to see you dip down a little bit and say, right, can you take a team? Can you take an Everton? Can you take a team with a little bit less money and actually bring them up to the level? Because Klopp has won the Bundesliga with Dortmund. Don't forget, he has stopped the Bayern Munich run. This is why, no matter how bad Mourinho gets, I always have to rate him. Inter Milan, Porto. You don't do these things if you're not a top manager. Do you know what I mean? To be the underdog is a mad thing. You have to respect it. Even though he's declined now, he is never afraid of taking on a challenge. And for me, Pep is just like, I haven't seen him not be heavily backed with money. So until you know what I mean, until I'm seeing him in a different environment, there's an asterisk next to his name, like you said. He's failed to get to a Champions League final or even semi-final, I believe, with Man City. That's just mad. That's mad in itself. And again, he's just signed Ake. He's getting Diaz.
Got Varane.
He signed Cancelo last summer. Mendy, Walker. If that defense doesn't improve, yo Lord.
Bro, do you know what it is with Pep? I rate Pep heavy, but I think he's the only manager that, he gets scapegoated. But it's like with Pep, if he's a world-class manager, judge him relative to what he's done and expectations. Like, I look at players like Mendy. Mendy does not look a better player. Well, he obviously is, but he doesn't look a dramatically better player than when he walked in at Monaco. We all saw he was a bad boy at Monaco. He needed to improve defensively. He's been injured, but I haven't seen some improvement. When you have the luxury of just buying new players and whatnot, it masks a lot of things. I've seen him psych himself out the last 2 years now. The players against City, against Spurs in the year before ruined it for them, but he's tactically outclassed himself and gone out of the Champions League. He just got slapped against Leicester, and there's many other first-time ever stats with Pep Guardiola, and it's like, yeah, you bullied the league. I expect that with the money you spent and the manager you are, but there's no hiding place in the Champions League. Jurgen Klopp is going there. What he's done with that Liverpool side is phenomenal. And it's just Pep's is not judged based on his own standards. People are very quick to call him world class and all these things, which he is. But if you're a world class manager, I expect you to do world class stuff. It's like Messi. When Barcelona went out, I'm looking at other players because you're not alone. But what did you do? You can't get away. You can't have it both sides, and that's how there's too much tribalism in fan bases now, man. It's ridiculous.
Bruv. Oh my God, Arsenal got Mulder. You man better beat them 10-0.
Oh man,
who's Mulder? Is that the stuff that
on his old team, blood?
Is that mold? The mold that you collect in the room?
It must be, bruv. Batter them. I want to see them get pammed. I don't care for giving us Oli. Are you mad? You should have never let him go.
Knowing that we'll probably lose one of the 2 games. We're on back.
Batter them.
Victoria.
No, I want blood, you know. I want blood. I want to see Mulder just get clapped. You know them ones. Every time I hear that name, bruv, I got PTSD, blood. You know them ones there, bruv. Man, just pam them. You know them ones. I'll celebrate that. That's a victory for me, blood. They need to batter Mulder. I'm telling you, because them man have just they've ruined the last year and a bit of my life, blood. Can't even lie. Everything associated to that club, bruv. I want it absolutely pammed. So it's just one of them ones where that's mad. Put Arsenal's group in here, guys. Put the group in here. So
has there ever been any? Has there been? So not even to take the piss, but has there ever been an enjoyable long period since Ferguson? Because I'm looking at who you've got: Mourinho, Van Gaal. I don't remember any like real satisfying period of like Man United is back. Do you know what I mean? Since Ferguson's left, or
no, not a long period. I remember there was a period under LVG when we beat Liverpool at Anfield and that I was flipping over the moon and I thought, yeah, we're back and that. Man obviously signed Di Maria, signed Falcao, you're signing big names, you're popping teams 65% possession, and I thought, yo, we're doing a Mazzoline, and then it just died, fam.
Yeah.
Another one's there, bruv. So do you know what I mean? This is man said mode's getting broken. That's an underrated tweet still. The little underrated comment there, blood. But I caught it, blood. Certain man that go over their head, but that slaps.
For me, even lie. It's never been the same since Moyes decided that you guys should take Fellaini over Thiago Atlanta. That was when I seen it was gonna go left. That was mad. What a mad decision that was. Yo.
So Arsenal got Rapid Vienna, Dundalk in Ireland, and Molde.
That's Dundalk.
That's good for Dundalk still.
You man.
That's good for Dundalk.
To Ireland. Oh my
I can just imagine what tiny ass black.
Yeah, you man are going to be playing on a potato field, blood.
Yeah. Literally.
I'm about to go to that. That's mad. I went to uni there, you know. You man are coming up against some mad.
I was just about to say, we're playing uni done. I expect
my old town is going to be in bits when you come to town, fam. Yo,
that Irish league had a uni team in it. Anyway, what were they called again? What was it? What was the team called? Is it UCD or something?
Was it UCD?
Yeah. UCD. Yeah, that was a uni team, bro. Yeah, man don't know about that. Them man don't know about the Irish league.
When Arsenal rock up in Dundalk, fam, best know, fam, we're gonna celebrate. That's mad.
What, can you not go to Ireland? I'm sure you can go to Ireland, or is it a COVID thing?
Yeah, I probably can. You know, I'll find a way.
Yeah, I was thinking. That's decent.
Yo, cut through Northern Ireland, yeah. Go up to Belfast, then just come through.
Yeah, just go.
Town, don't be stupid.
That's it, right? Go to Belfast and then just go down, cuz.
There's no border, fam. Use your brain.
Never heard that here anyway, blood. You man don't know the ones there.
Just smuggle yourselves over the border, fam. You'll make it, fam. We need the away fans to turn up.
That's it. And one final question before we wrap up as well. You lot slap the like. Yo, how many likes are we on mods, blood? Because I'm seeing bag of man in here. There's like 1.7k in here. And man ain't liking the vid. This should have been over 700. We should have been going for 1,000 already. You man are moving mad. One last question. Should Mane finally start getting some recognition, respect to you? You know what, yeah? I think Mane gets the recognition he deserves still. I'm not going to lie.
Side.
I didn't realize he was even being disrespected.
Yeah.
I think this bro keeps saying Oli and Jose test positive or something, but bruv, like until it's confirmed, bruv, I'm not even taking that seriously. I'm not even gonna lie, because man be saying that. But honestly,
Trump has.
Yeah, I think Mane gets the respect he deserves. I think everyone knows that he's a good footballer. He's a very good footballer. He's one of the best footballers in the Premier League. I think we know that. I've never seen anyone disrespecting him. A lot of people are rating him higher than Mo Salah. Like, what do you want?
Yeah. So
you know what I mean? Like, what more do you really want? You know what I mean? I don't know what man's supposed to say. Man saying Mane's
best Premier League player or something. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're reaching for.
That's a shout, though. I'm not gonna lie. That comment's a shout still.
What, best in the Prem?
No, yeah, that as well. But this comment you've just put up about the
Mane is world class, and if you rate him enough, Real bought Hazard, but I bet anything they would have loved Mane instead of him. Yeah, absolutely. But Real Madrid bought Hazard because
that one's in the pipeline for time, man.
yeah, and Hazard's
yeah.
Hazard's like a sexy signing, isn't it? It sounds nice and that. Do you know what I'm saying? The way he plays as well, it's an aesthetic thing. Whereas aesthetically, Mane is not that pleasing on the eye, but he's very efficient, in it.
Yeah,
and
I think, have to remember with Real Madrid, they do a lot of things for the timeline, for the shirt sales. You know, James Rodriguez, Hazard, Isco. These are the kind of guys that they go for. Do you know what I mean? They just love to go for the shirt sellers. Really, that's all it is. That's all it is.
I did think it took a while for football to rate Mane though, because at Southampton, people was their nose to him. You know, he used to savage Arsenal, and that's when I knew he was a baller. When he never had a boot sponsor and he had them crap F50, them yellow ones, he used to was absolutely savage.
But you know what it is? Because it looks scatty with him. So because it looks scatty, people were like, "Oh, Southampton, it's a Luar thing." You know them ones where them man just turn up. You know, like Saint Maxim and them man there. Yeah, they just turn up. Some games they look mad in moments, innit? But when they're at lesser teams, people don't really give them the respect they deserve until they're at a bigger team. But now he's stepped up to Liverpool and he's doing it there as well. Brother, you can't deny him, innit? Like my thing will always be the top players in the game, yeah. Obviously, you have the stardust. And then you have the proficiency in the numbers as well, innit? I think that with Mane, he's putting the numbers up, bro. Do you know what I mean? But when you watch him, there's bits of Mane that it still looks quite raw, innit? So because it looks raw, man are like, do you know what I'm saying?
There's a shout to say that Southampton team, they should have made top 4, you know. You had Van Dijk, Mane, Lallana, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, they just missed out. Like, they're going to Europe.
Yeah, they didn't. They really should. They should have been the next Leicester, really. Do you know what I mean? Not winning the league, but just being like Leicester are now always in the conversation for like challenging. You have to just respect they're always in the conversation for challenging for the top 4. Whereas Southampton is just not anywhere near it. I feel like they didn't even take advantage of that crop that they had.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And my man saying Mane's mad erratic for me, misses header. Exactly, same for me. Which is why I rate him highly. But again, yeah, the reason why I don't put him up there in the upper echelons, yeah, with the top players is because, like Raheem Sterling and them man there, yeah, these man miss a bag of fucking chances, yeah, and they do mad erratic things, bro, and they do things that lack quality in it. And for me, you see the top players, yeah, they don't have their moments that often. They just don't. Even when they're playing badly, yeah, you can still see there's a player in there. Sometimes when I see like Raheem and that when he's not having a good game, this brother looks like he shouldn't even be playing in the Prem. You know them ones. Like certain man can go from like looking like a 9 out of 10 to looking like a 2. You know them ones. Rashford does it a lot as well, bro. Sometimes, like the goal he scored the other day, chop man, boom, 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 he done that. But other than that, he didn't do shit in the game. You know them ones. But if you just saw the highlights, you'll think, yo, this brother's wavy. And then you'll watch certain games and you can't find a man wearing the same shirt as him. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, at the top level, even when Neymar doesn't get a goal or an assist, you see him on the ball and you just know he's special, innit?
Yeah.
You know them ones, like Mane doesn't have that. Do you know what I mean? And that's not a disrespect to him. That's just at the top level in football. Like even when Hazard's playing shit, you can see by the way he dribbles, by the way he receives the ball, you're like, yo, he can play ball, innit? You can play. It's just not his day. Do you know what I mean? But that's the difference between like a Hazard and someone like a Mane or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So he's a top player. You know what I mean? I don't think he's at that Neymar level. Do you know what I mean? I don't. However, who is? You know them ones. Man need to stop like comparing man to man that they're nowhere near and just appreciate that in football there's levels in it. Like so saying a man's world class and cool, but even within the world class bracket, there's a gap between.
There's levels. There is.
Yeah,
I mean, you only have to look at Neymar's playmaking skills.
Remember,
you only have to look at that to know the difference. It's a big difference.
Exactly, because if man say cool, Mane and Salah are world class, cool, but then you put them next to fucking Neymar, Messi, you know what I mean, and them man, Mbappe and them man, are they that level? I don't think so. You know them ones there, like they're not for me. You know what I mean? But again, like even with Eden Hazard. He ain't at the level of Neymar and them, man. He's not. But he's still a world-class player, bro. But there's levels in football.
Yeah.
Same with Son as well. Son's world-class on his day. but Son ain't Neymar, blood.
Mm.
You know, like that, and that's what it is, and it's okay. That doesn't mean man shit. Man need to stop rubbing players out because a lot of football fans are doing that. They're like, either if you're world class or you're not world class. Even within the world class bracket, there's still levels.
Yeah.
There's still levels, and man need to know that. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. Like even with Leroy Sané, world class baller, bro. But he ain't Iron Robin, blood. No, like that. When Iron Robin was just whipping that ball in the top corner every time to the point you were getting bored of seeing man score the same goals every week, blood. Just bored of it. You know them ones. The man ain't doing that now.
Yeah.
I'm not bored of it, fam.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like there's levels within the world class bracket, there's still levels to the football team. You get me? So man need to understand it, innit? It doesn't make a player any less or any more. Like for me, Fabinho's are probably a world class holding midfielder, bro, but you can't chat to Thiago, blood. It's just different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The skill set's different, the levels are different. And man just have to understand that, innit? Like there's world-class ballers everywhere, but there's still levels within that bracket. You can get a man that's just qualifies as world-class and a man that's elite level like Neymar, and them man are not even really that close.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Sterling can't chat to Mane for me. And he definitely can't chat to the likes of Mbappe and them man there. He can't chat to them really.
Yeah. No.
But then man scored 30 goals a season. So man are like, well, he must be in there. Well, cool, he could be in the room. But he ain't got the aux lead. He ain't got the aux lead, blood. Man can't control the music in here.
No.
Nah.
And it's not just about goals or assists, because you look at what Neymar does, man. The way that he can drop deep, he becomes a freaking deep line playmaker if he wants to be. Do you know what I mean? That guy is on another level. There's a certain amount of man that they play very well in the system. Your Mane's, your Sterlings, they're very good at running it behind. They finish off the moves. They look very good while doing it, and they build up their goals and assists, and it's great. But when you're talking about Neymar, cool, he's got the same amount of maybe goals and assists as Sterling, but my goodness, the way that he can drop into the pockets and pick up the ball, the way that he can spot a pass, it's just different. It's another level. You just have to watch the game. That's all it is. It's just another level.
This is it. You man slap the like button. Big up everyone. What the news that? Oh, it's man like Turkish blood. Man like Turkish. Yeah, we got a show later, innit? At 6 o'clock. So yeah, he sent me the thumbnail for that still. So you man slap the like. Make sure you follow the man. Them obviously DG's YouTube channel. Make sure you go and subscribe to that. Get those up. Matisse, you need to fucking make a YouTube channel and stop fucking around now.
It's coming, man.
Yeah, bro. You've got plenty of time now. There's no excuses, my guy. No, man. You need to go make that. You need to go make that today, blood. So by the next show, you need to have the channel. Even if you ain't uploaded, you need to have the link, blood, so man can get subscribing. You know them ones. Big up everyone. Let us know where you're watching from. Slap the likes as well. I want to know how many likes you got in there. Big up the man from Toronto as well. That I keep seeing your messages and that. The top's lit, bro. Obviously, it's my boys at Capsule and that, bro. It's fucking lit. You can see the top already, blood. It's a mad thing. You know, man's always got the cold tops and that. You get me? My football kits are I'm launching them next weekend still. So you lot can buy them from next weekend as well. The website's getting launched. Well, the shop's already up, but I'm adding some beanies and some bobble hats to that as well, bro, because it's getting cold. You get me? So we're working, bro. So what we on? What likes we on, mods? You know what I mean? And yo, put the man them's put DG's a YouTube link in the chat as well, so people can go over there and subscribe to his channel.
Come on.
720 likes. You man can get it up, bruv. There's still 1,500 people in here, bruv. You man are just fucking out here just nicking a living, mate. It's a one click. It ain't costing you no money, bruv. Click the fucking thing. You know what I mean? It's fucking freeloaders, blood. You know, like that, man. Man ain't asking you for a donation. You get me? Man ain't chilled here for a good hour, you know, and man can't even like the blood clot thing, bruv. You got Dubai, you got India. Man said mold Norway. I know he's taking a piss still, but I love it. Man said he's a molder and that. Nigeria's in the building, bruv. Independence yesterday and that. I saw a big gal on my timeline as well, blood. I told them the DMs are open, fam. You know the ones that you talking about. You know, like that. I have some jollof blood with my saltfish blood. It's a mad thing. Oi. Yeah, exactly. Man said I'm surprised Matisse don't have a channel. That's what I'm saying. He's got his Twitter.
Yo, you man are leaders.
He's got his Twitter, but man needs to get the YouTube thing. You know, like that.
Mad, fam.
It's true, blood. If you don't have a YouTube channel, bruv, you can't sit with us no more, you know, bruv. It's getting mad. You've had long enough, bro. You need to get on it, fam.
Actually,
Lord.
You know them ones there. Like I'm saying, what else we got here? Sweden's in the building, Kenya, come on, Tanzania. Let's get them likes up before we move. Sydney, Australia's in the building.
Creighton.
There you go. That's it. We got there you go. That's DG's YouTube. Make sure you man go and subscribe to that. Let's push those, blood. Man are going for that 50K by the end of the football season, blood. We have to get them numbers up, bro. You know, like that. What numbers we on? Top show from Cape Town. Come on, Algeria's in the building. All right, big up everyone in here, man. Make sure you sub to the man them. You already know what it is. Now I'm saying big up. Man said he's the ghetto in Croydon. It's Beckistan. Man said he's in the toilet at work. My brother.
Yeah,
them ones you have to just run off.
That's it, bruv. Man just got the
dedication.
Man got the Eric Dyer's blood, you know, like that. Man just had to go to the toilet real quick.
The dedication from some people is mad, you know. There's people going off to the toilets at work. There's people stepping out of their classes and all saying, "Listen."
Bear in mind, this is the hour as well, so you're gone for a minute still, but I respect it, man.
That's it. So slap the like button. Yo, mods, what we on? That's 780, 790, bruv. Man wants an 800 now. Come on. Now, I mean, hit the 800. Make sure you subscribe to the man them. It's already there. You seen it, bottom of the screen. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm back later on Turkish's channel at 6 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? For our show. So I'll see you, man, there. Obviously, make sure you hit up the man them, follow, like, share the link. Know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's been another good show. There we go. We got the 800. That's what we like to see. Do you know what I mean? Big up everyone. Do you know what I mean? That's interacted. Do you know what I mean? And the man then will catch you up next week. I got Turkish's thing today. Me and my brother got our match preview on Saturday. And then boom, Sunday, watch along. Bruv, it's going to be a busy weekend. Big up, people.